Hi there, everybody. This is John Drew from Elevated Planet.
Angela Gabrielle here from Elevated Planet, and we'd like to welcome you to today's show where we're still moving across that bridge to unspeakable beauty. And John is going to tell us more about it.
Yes, we are exciting times. And you know, one thing that crossed my mind actually, Jolie, thinking about it, I was just mulling over end of November, I think it was, when we put out the show, which was David Clements and Pam Gregory. And there was about the 4th of December was going to be the first wave of energy, okay, which is going to start to raise consciousness. And one of the questions at the time that we had was, okay, how subtle is this going to be? Is this going to be something that everybody notices, or is it going to be something? Um, I mean, what about your personal feelings about that? You know, so from 4th of December onwards, have you noticed any difference?
The only thing is sometimes you may be a little more tired than normal. Maybe your sleep schedule is off. Um, Another thing is the ringing in the ears. You might have that more frequently, as well as moments of dissociating and dropping out a little bit and then being like, what? And then coming back in. That's
Mm,
all normal. Also, it'll throw you off your routine.
mm,
During this time, things are also going to be leaving. Be aware that things are leaving your life so that other things can come in. So let us collectively try not to spend too much time ruminating and sitting in that energy and really try to move into the energy of expansiveness and powerful present moment loving on the moment. I find that that's what's happening, but try not to judge yourself. For
mm.
women, you're going to find that you're just going to want to flow with it. Lots of routines and rituals are going to go to the wayside. So if you're figuring out like, why don't I want to do this, what's going on with me, relax, flow with it, try not to force it because it's only temporary. What's happening is your body is opening up space to bring more in. So that might mean stillness. Sit down, relax,
Yeah.
more of that energy.
Yeah. You know, because I was thinking about this. Have I noticed any difference? And yeah, I have. I've kind of found it almost like it's easier to connect. It's like the veil has thinned, however it
Yes.
is. It does feel more like that. And certainly, I mean, I was traveling a bit this last week, and I've come back with a touch of man flu, which, as we know, us men, we get it far worse than anybody else. But no, but you know, to that point, it kind of messes up the way that your mind works. And I've been so tired and all the rest of it. And at the same time, I'm thinking, well, but overall, absolutely, I do feel a difference. And yet, I think for a lot of people, you know, certainly from a mainstream perspective, have no, sort of like idea about this kind of thing, which again, no
Yeah.
judgment on that because everybody has their timelines. But I think that, yeah, the answer to my original question when we were actually going through this at the end of November, ahead of the 4th of December, was yes, the answer is yes, it is subtle, but I believe it's happening. I'll tell you something else that's interesting is that I hear a lot of focus these days on the 19th of December, particularly onwards, as being another big energetic point from an astrological perspective and also from a variety of other things because obviously we're then coming into the solstice. So
Yes.
19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, that kind of energetic package that will come through at that point could really be quite big because I'm hearing it from so many different quarters.
Yeah, it is. But you're right. When you talk about the subtleties and you just may notice like, why? You may ask like, what's going on with me? And I can't seem to da 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 da. It's just the upgrade.
Yeah.
And so it's about, like I said before, resting and relaxing. I understand there's like a warrior spirit going on right now due to what is happening in the world. But sometimes a warrior needs to go back in the cave and regroup. And that's how I would see this period of time.
Yeah. I think it's a really, really valid point. And I think that today's show, getting back to that, is something that will help us with this particular time on Earth, really, because the first thing we're going to cover is, anybody who watches Elevated Planet on a regular basis knows that one of my favorite authors of all time is Dolores Cannon. And Dolores, shuffled off this mortal plane back in 2014, October 2014. But at the end of the day, her legacy of that multitude of books is amazing. I mean, I think that the right authors come through to us at the right time in our development. And I remember effectively getting the spiritual tap on the shoulder, right, okay, you ready for this now? And my mind was completely blown, but I have no reason to doubt the things that are in there, even though it has nothing to do with mainstream version of reality. It's really who we are, what this is all about as aspects of divine energy, right? But so what I wanted to start with today is just sort of like encapsulating the three very short sort of shorts from Dolores about pre-birth into birth, life as a creator within the planet, and then to go to the afterlife, right? So, cover the entire scope in less than 3 minutes. So seems like a good idea, because I think it really helps to set a perspective of who we are. So without any further ado, we are going to dive straight into this little first section with Dolores. As I say, it really doesn't last very long at all. So you're going to be back with me and Jolie again very shortly. So bear with me a second. I will transfer you over.
But one of the major things with this school on Earth is when you come in, the veil comes down and you forget your plan. You forget your connections. And the ETs say, this is most amazing because they don't forget. They said, you're the only planet that forgets when they come in, have to find their way back. And I asked them one time when we were doing the sessions, why this happens? Wouldn't it be better if we remembered our contracts, if we remembered our plan of what we were supposed to be doing? They said it wouldn't be a test if you knew the answers. Well, this is the hardest school in the universe.
But what's their test then?
They've already done it. They have much easier lives than we do. This is the most challenging planet in the universe. You come here, you come prepared to really learn a lot, and it's very, very difficult. Not everybody chooses to come here. You can create anything you want in your life. That's how powerful you are. That's what we're here to do on Earth, is to learn how to create your reality. That's the main reason you're here, to learn how to create what you want in your life. To figure out you're the one in charge of your own life. Nobody else is doing it but you. If you don't like what's happening in your life, recreate it. First, you got to understand what you want. You can't create anything if you don't know what you want. Once you figure out what you want in your life, then you can have it. It's a law of the universe. If it's meant to be, if it's supposed to be your path, it'll just go very smoothly and easy, and everything will fall into place. You can only go to the place that your vibration and frequency resonates with. So it can be what I call the lower astral, the middle astral, or the higher astral. But you never go to hell, because there is no hell. I've never found it in all of my thousands and thousands of cases and 45 years of working. There is no such place. But you go to the place that you resonate with, because everything is an experience. But there's beautiful places over there. There's schools where you can learn everything you want to learn. All knowledge is over there. That's my favorite places I like to hear about, the libraries and the schools. So the afterlife is really quite beautiful.
And we're back. Just a little short break of Dolores there. So, I love the fact that when she's talking about very conversationally about everything that humanity represents, she talks about the ETs. The ET says this, the ETs say that. Now, I mean, I know there are probably billions of different races of extraterrestrials out there, But again, there's a lot of people out there who do not understand that we've had this level of connectivity now for as long as humanity's been around. And this is where it gets really interesting. But the fact is, this is the test that we chose for ourselves. We're all aspects of God, right? We're all divine aspects. Now, we chose to come here for the ultimate test, because the ultimate test has the veil of forgetfulness that drops down. So we don't remember that we had a pre-birth life plan. Yet during this lifetime, we have the opportunity to uncover and realize that actually we're all aspects of divine energy, and that we are creator beings, which goes into the second section that we had from Dolores. And once you realize that the creator side of things is so empowering, because once you realize that we are the creators of our own reality, and if there's an aspect of that reality that we do not like, all we have to do is to decide what we really do want and focus our energies as if a wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard says in his work. I just finished his a big compendium of his work this week, actually. And that is but from start to finish, from when he started in the 1930s all the way through into the, I suppose, 1970s, it was always the same underlying thing, which is that if you act as if a wish fulfilled with your emotions fully immersed in your imagination, imagination is that fourth dimensional aspect. Okay, so here we are in this third dimensional world, but we have a fourth dimensional aspect, which is basically governed by our imagination. When we are force-fed a diet of negative news and all the rest of it, it pushes our imagination to attract things that we don't want. Okay, because wherever we place our energy is what we draw towards us. It's a universal mirror kind of effect. So once you know that, to avoid, you have to be discerning about what you are going to consume from a media perspective. You want things that make you happy, that make you, relaxed, enjoy, so there's nothing wrong with TV. But it all depends how it makes you feel, right? If it makes you feel happy, if it makes you feel joyous, if it makes you feel good about life, absolutely, you're doing the right thing. And there is so much to learn as well, within the media. I mean, social media as well. But, it is about being discerning at this time about what we consume, because we are creators of our own reality, and we do not want to be deflected into creating a reality that does not serve us. Again, super empowering when we know this to be true. And then Dolores talks about the afterlife, about, and again, we see so much evidence of this in the near-death experiences, as much as Dolores uncovered within her quantum healing hypnosis technique. Because what she would do, obviously, she would follow somebody through a life path and get to the most important times during that life. And then once they had passed, it'd take them to the final day of their life. They would explain the circumstances, and then they would go back over to home, let's say. So on the astral side, whether it's the first, second, or third level of astral, whichever it was, they go back to the astral plane, and all of a sudden they realize that this was just a play. And what did they learn during that time? But this thing about how beautiful it is over there. And we chose to come into this density because the soul growth opportunities are enormous here. So it's the big challenge. The fact is, we come in, we are the only planet where the veil of forgetfulness drops. So you can imagine that for all those extraterrestrials that are here, whether they're here on the planet, because there are, they are amongst us already. And certainly there's a lot in hybrid form. Or they're outside Earth's atmosphere and they're up there on their high dimensional craft. They haven't had the veil of forgetfulness descend. They've known from their first, interactions that they are a spark of divine energy, and therefore they are here to fulfill a role, and they can never die. right? I mean, yes, we can lose this physical form and go back home again. There is no reason to fear death. There is no reason to fear death. Now, okay, it doesn't mean we want to go, because actually, once you get the rules of the game, then you can truly enjoy life, because now you can create the reality you want rather than the reality you have. And you can help people. You can be of service. You can help them join the dots along the way. Not that we should be forcing people. At the end of the day, this is one of the things that we talked about in very recent times as well. That Eckhart Tolle was talking about in the show last week, was that, we don't force our version of reality on other people. All you can do is just put the energy out there, and the right people will find it. And if it resonates with them, then maybe it'll trigger them to start to research their own path and to uncover it. But at the end of the day, that's one of the things I've learned over the years, is don't try to force this on other people, because that's not what it's about. Everybody is on their unique journey, and we should honor that unique journey, even for those who end up going into the really dark stuff. Well, that's their journey, right? And at the end of the day, we can only enjoy the light if there are others on the other end of the spectrum, because everything balances back to zero. So in order for there to be an extreme light, there also has to be an extreme dark. So again, this is where the non-judgment side of things comes into it. And as we head towards heart-based unity consciousness, getting away from the duality of the mind, I think this is when it changes. There has to be a point, a trigger point, where the vibration that's accessible to us, the frequency that's accessible to us, changes. And all of a sudden it goes up. From the moment, here it is, this is like the low end and the high end of the frequencies. It's going to do this. So all of it, and I think that's what we're experiencing at the moment, as these energy waves are coming in. It's gradually taking us up in this direction, which means anything that's stuck in dense energies, anything that is not serving humanity, is going to start to stand out, because it's still stuck down here, whereas our frequency range has come up, and it makes it more obvious. So, there's so much I don't even begin to try to understand about how this is occurring. This is kind of beyond my pay grade. But nevertheless, I do find it exciting. And I think Dolores sums it up so well. And Jolie, can I bring you in for your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. You spoke about the media, and as you were speaking, I was thinking about, like, what is the step-by-step process to begin to manifest? Like, you have to find that for your own specific energy signature. And that's what part of this journey is about, is you becoming aware of who you are, how you operate, so that you can begin to then, I guess, go quantum and manifest. And putting together a step by step. I know I'm looking for someone to go, Jolie, this is what you need to do. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's like the journey is a part of you figuring that out. Now, back to media. John spoke about how you want to surround yourself and be, I guess, immersed in things that are happy and blissful and going to raise your vibration. Very, very true. You also want to help guide yourself into ways that are eye-opening, and look at what is going to contract you, because we can't get away from TV and screens. I remember working for a brokerage firm, and the elevator one day didn't have a TV, and then all of a sudden it had a TV. And I was like, oh my God, we can't get away from these things. So try and remember that they are doing everything in their power to help you get to the opposite end of the spectrum, meaning consume. Feel like you're not good enough so that you will buy what they are selling, or you will go take what they're giving you and put in your body. So recognize that, see that, have humor. There's humor in that, right? When the Three Stooges or Bumbling Idiots, that's what we're looking at now in terms of what's being sold once your eyes are open. So not only surround yourself with good content and things that make you feel good and laugh, but also understand the game and try to see in between those lines, so that you can wake up even more and realize, wait a minute, that caused me to feel fear and contract. Ha 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 ha. Let me laugh at that and go back to my frequency and vibration. Because in order to do what John says, which is move up, you kind of got to name, and I just say this to myself, but it's just a saying, but I don't want you shaming anything, but you name and shame the behavior. You name and shame what it is that is you're having an issue with. Because once you do that, you remove its trigger. You remove the underlying issue or whatever makes you weak enough that somebody can poke you there and then you're going to go, crash out. So when you can be like, you know what? Yeah, I own that. I am that type of person. Yeah, you know what? That is me. Instead of denying that, then you get into the zone of being able to work on that. Then you start getting into your own unique signature and how you operate. So when people start throwing these labels on you, you sit there in stillness and knowingness, like, you know what? I know who I am. And then what do? You become a creator of your own reality. So it's really that. Like I said, I don't know a step by step for each person, but knowing who you are, know thyself is a key to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that is so important because, and again, there's a lot of people out there who are, spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers, whatever. But I think at the same time, the point you make is totally valid because there is no one size fits all because we are unique. Therefore, you can kind of try different ways and then find out what works for you out of all those. And don't even worry about anything that doesn't work for you because at least you've tried it and now you know, right?
Yeah.
So you find out what it is that resonates for you, focus upon that and build on it. Use your intuition to build out that practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you spoke about, she says creating your own reality, and there really is. She said, I've done thousands of people and I've never seen a hell because it's right here on earth, right? It's how you are perceiving things. So if you're perceiving things from a place of love and connection and that, you're going to receive more of that. That's what the universe tells us, right? The law of correspondence, the law of polarity. But if you're over here in the negative, which is what we talked about, the powers that be kind of like to churn us in that grinder, then that's what you're going to get more of. I need to buy more debt, it's just, but that is also a part of the journey. And the beauty about the creator and the creation is that you can pop up out of that at any time and go to something different. It's just what is your unique energy signature so you can build the strategy to get there.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It is that universal mirror. And that's the other thing, as you say, that we have to focus upon is that this is what we chose. We chose that to come here under these very challenging circumstances because we wanted the challenge. And as Dolores was told, it wouldn't be a test if you already knew the answers, right? So you can flying blind and finding your way through it through, again, I use my favorite quote, which is experience is the quality you gain, usually immediately following the moment you've most needed it. And that is the way we work our way through life.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it is a blessing and gratitude coming from a place of gratitude and humility oftentimes will open you up to learning much quicker than when we decide we want to fight and go against what it is that the universe is trying to teach us. So just kind of keep gratitude in your pocket. I am grateful for this experience. I love it. Pain sets me free. Those types of things kind of help us walk through these challenging situations with our head held high and our energy intact.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. It does. Absolutely. So should we head over to Kelly Kolodney now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So basically, Kelly Kolodney, as you may well be aware, is the lady who is the channel of Archangel Raphael. And she is brilliant. I love, love, love her work. And we featured her recently. And this one, I caught up with this last week. And this was one of the most succinct messages that I have heard about what is around us right now, what is happening right now. And I thought, yeah, this is something that we have to discuss on Elevated Planet. So without further ado, we are going to Kelly right now and Archangel Raphael. Bear with me a second.
We understand that for many of you right now, you are wondering where it is that you are and why it is that you are here and what it is that is happening and how it is that it is unfolding. And we want to assure you that it is all unfolding in divine order, and that as you release your idea of your interpretations of how things should be and surrender to how they are, you begin to open up a space of receptivity. And we are inviting all of you to surrender to your own self, to your own mind, into the emptiness, into this new moon vibration, into the stillness of receptivity, where the energy is quite strong and it is amplifying, it is revving up. And in doing so, it is inviting you to come into harmony, to come into balance of all different aspects of yourself, to call them home, to invite them back in, to remember your essence, to attune to your soul, to feel into who it is that you are. Who is your soul? Why are you here? What is your essence? Why have you arrived at this time in a body and form? What is your reality mirroring back to you? Where is it that you can release the idea that you are a victim to circumstances? Can you open up to the remembering and the possibility and the knowing that everything in which you are perceiving is a mirrored reflection of your energetic blueprint mirroring out to the universe in a hologram in which there are no victims of circumstance? Full responsibility to the recognition of what is taking place, even in its uncomfortability, even in its suffering, seeing its divine order and the gifts that lie latent underneath in packages sometimes not wrapped so pretty. Can you remember all of that and more, and begin to open to that knowing, to that growth, to that unfurling, to that unfolding, so that you are in preparation for the descent of ancient galactic frequencies that have been traveling for ancient long myriads of time, coming in this now moment, arriving at this perfect moment where everything is aligning for you to receive their codes in an awakening, so that they may mirror to you that in which you believe within your own self to be true. And so you are being invited now to believe in yourself, to know you're worthy, to remember your divinity, to love who you are, to feel the essence of your being beyond the interpretations of the mind or the illusion of separation cast through the processes of the collective that has brought forth an idea that you are somehow separate from Source itself, or that it is something in which you are grasping in the distant stars far away, and yet it has always resided inside of you. It is a remembering that it is there. And so that in which is descending, in which you are receiving in this way from the projection that it is coming from something in the distant sky, because that allows you through the interpretation of your collective understanding to receive it. Yet we want to remind you that it is simply already inside of you, but it is being ignited and mirrored by something that is projected from outside. But they are unifying now. As within, so without, as above, so below, within union, within the energetic space of the 0 point of your heart center. And so that is what is occurring now. And all things are lining up beautifully, perfectly, with synchronicity and magic for the unfoldment of this journey as you enter into this time, this great birthing, this galactic frequency of remembering when you attune to the divine that lives and dwells within you, who that has always been there, but that now you are willing to see, you are willing to recognize. Through the willingness to love and adore who you are, you see the beauty and the perfection in everything all around you, because you begin to remember that you are the designer, you are the architect, you are the creator of it. And so of course you can see nothing but its beauty, in which one today mentioned seeing the light and the dew and the water and the skies and the clouds, for it has always been right there, looking right at you, staring you in the eye, and yet you have been busy in the mind, in the forgetting, in the fragmented parts of self that are being invited and asked now for you to invite them home inside your heart, to collect all of those pieces that have been scattered all across, and to gather them as they unify and come into wholeness within your energetic being. And within the wholeness, as they unify within your being and you hold that energetic vibration and frequency, doorways, gateways, stargates open, attunements to vibrations, places, frequencies, energies in which you have not felt within the human experience through matter and form become accessible to you within that remembering, because they are mirrored in the vibration of your experience. And so you are being invited at this time to open your heart to that inner knowing, to that remembering, to release that searching, that desire of finding it somewhere other than inside. That anything in which you are wanting to ask of me or any other already knows, is dwelling, is living inside of you. You already have the answer if only you will remember and trust within your own knowing. For you do not need me to guide or to tell you where to go, for I am simply here whispering into your ear. Sometimes I have to shake you a bit. Sometimes the planet has to shake you. Sometimes you have to have an experience to wake up a bit. But in the awakening, there is beauty, there is remembering, there is love, there is unity. And so you are coming back into union with yourself. You're marrying yourself. You're unifying with your own self, which is everything. Everything in which you see and perceive is you. It has always been you. And in the remembering of that, you step into something extraordinary, because you see the beauty in everything. And as you love, accept, and adore the presence of who you are now, it mirrors to you everything outside of you. And you see that it too is beautiful and magnificent and perfect and divine. And so every sunset, every blade of grass, every whisper of wind, every wave of crash of an ocean feels like bliss, unity, oneness, presence in ways in which you have never known before. Because you have let go of the trying for it to be something other than what it is, and the remembering that it is already perfect. And within that, it begins to mirror and come together in patterns of design in which a tapestry is woven and a frequency is born, and you are within it. You have always been within it. You are the divine being. You are the galactic being. You are the new human. You are all of that and more. And so it is not that it is arriving, and yet it is at the same time, but it is awakening you to the remembering that it has always been here. It is mirroring to you that which you have always known, but you are waking up enough to see it. And so feel into these frequencies and know that you are connected not only to one another and to every single cell in your body and every breath in which you have and every blade of grass. You are also connected to every star and every star being and the comets and the suns and the planets. You are connected to all of it and more. But as much as you perceive it outside of you, it is inside of you. You are a living blueprint, an organism, a frequency. You are a mirror of it. It is all operating inside of you. It is nested. The dimensions are not somewhere to strive to. They are within. They are nestled within one another over and over and over. And as you go deeper and deeper into the stillness, into the emptiness, into the void, into the spaciousness, you spiral down into the core, into the place where everything is one. And that is where it is happening. There is a remembering happening, a blanket of love, a wave of energy moving through your entire planet at this time, unifying you. It is bringing in these energies. And so that is why the archetypes of the goddesses and the gods and the beings of light and the masters and the avatars that have walked your planet are rising. They're speaking to you, not from somewhere up in the distant sky, but deep inside your own heart, where they have always been. And so this rising that is happening, this feeling, allow it to be. Let go. Trust, trust, trust. Fall back into the arms of the divine and know that it will catch you, it will hold you. And guess who it is? It is you holding yourself. It is God, and you are God. and I am God. And you are waking up to that knowing again. You are breathing back into the oneness, into the remembering, into wholeness. And so trust in that and look with the eyes of love at everything and everyone that you see and touch. See them from the eyes of a child. For you will go through the birthing process at the solstice, and the cycle will shift. The need to repeat the cycles you have repeated over and over and over and over again, the cataclysms, the descent, the dissolving, the repeating, the returning. It does not need to repeat in this way again, for you can continue into stepping through at the corridors of love, through the frequency of union and oneness within the flesh itself, and the remembering of who you are through the experience, still holding on to the patterns and understanding of time while collapsing them simultaneously, feeling the duality within without judgment, and knowing that you are whole. It is in the wholeness that the miracles that the avatars created, that were born through them, will work through you. For the miracles of healing, the miracles of creation, the miracles of vision, all of that is possible. It has always been possible. You are just waking up to it. You are just remembering. But it requires something of you. It requires stillness. It requires preparation. It requires surrendering, trusting, allowing, loving, being, and seeing through the eyes and the perception of love, of unity, of oneness, looking into the eyes of everyone and seeing them mirrored back to you, that they are you, and releasing your judgment of them. For as you cast judgment upon them, you cast it upon yourself, for you cannot separate it, for it has always been one and the same. And so I am here. I will always be here, as will all of the beings of light, as will the energies coming from the stars at this time, and the merging of the masculine and the feminine, the dates that are arriving in their perfect synchronistic way. They are all magically aligning for a reason, for a purpose, as they always are. You're just seeing the design. That magic has always been there. The design has always been there. The excitement and the beauty of how it is connected and the perfection in it has always been there. It is simply just being revealed. You are just noticing its beauty. But it is not that it is just appearing now for this moment, for this unfolding that is taking place. It has always been happening within the universe. And yet now your eyes are open. Your heart is open. Your womb is open. You are prepared to receive, to see in a new way. And I am here to guide you on that journey. With that, I send to you from the angelic realm that lives inside of you many blessings, much love, and good day.
And we're back. So I think that is just so perfect. That message is powerful. It encapsulates, to my mind, in the best way I've heard yet, within 13 minutes. And I will be adding the link to the video directly below as well, for anybody who wants to just go through that specific Kelly Kolodney channel video, because there's a lot of information there. But yeah, we've been stuck in the duality of the mind. This is part of the game, right? This is our job, is to kind of like work out what is our life path here, follow those higher frequencies, and just immerse ourselves. And it was interesting. It says, you will go through the birthing process at the solstice. So there's more to look forward to. But yeah, the illusion of separation is basically falling away. That's the way I look at it. Unity consciousness, heart-based Christ consciousness, unity consciousness, whatever you're going to call it. It's the rise of the divine feminine, which is all about collaborative energy. You know, we're still seeing plenty of egoic, masculine, top-down control energy out there at the moment. And it's creating a lot of, stress in the world. But that's by design as well. You know, everything is in perfect order, because to know what you do want, you've got to know what you don't want. And we're having this, you know, this idea that time is collapsing in on itself as we go towards this portal, which takes us to a new dimension. And during this time, that's when all the craziness kind of keeps going. Now, again, you know, go back to Pam Gregory, Eagle's Perch. It is time to step back and see it for what it is. It is a play that is playing out. And therefore, this is all in divine order. So don't get swept up in the dramas. Just sort of like allow yourself, as Jolie's mentioned several times, is having that stillness and presence that enables you to come into you, because everything, and this is the so empowering thing, which is everything we have ever needed is within us individually. Yeah. And again, as above, so below, as mentioned earlier, you know, whatever you've got going on here is going to be reflected in your outer world. So the more you focus on love, the more you focus on connection, the more you focus on all those higher frequency aspects of joy, of, you know, all these beautiful things, that is going to be reflected back to you. This is why we are creators of our own reality. So I'm not going to say any more than that, because, you know, Archangel Raphael through Kelly has said it all so succinctly. But Jolie, can I bring you back in for your thoughts, please?
Yes, Kelly working with the energy of Raphael is truly transformative and life-changing. I would, you know, just like to encourage everyone, if you don't know anything about the Archangel Raphael, to do a little bit of digging or Googling and look at the energy that that unique signature brings to earth and to us and our bodies. And to work with that energy is truly a privilege, but it's also extremely powerful. And just like Kelly said, Raphael is here to work with us, to help us. And we have access to that energy. You don't need me. You don't need your minister, your priest, anybody. You just need yourself, some stillness, and willingness to listen to what is coming in. The rub, though, is where the rubber meets the road, right? Is doing it. So we'll move into that as well. But for now, it's just about the listening, the hearing of the Raphael and that energy coming in, showing you, teaching you how to heal.
Yeah. Yeah. As you say, it's really about creating new disciplines that are really going to truly serve us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of distractions out there, but now you see them for what they are. You can kind of start to, you know, build a schedule that allows you to drop into stillness, into presence, you know, go to your favorite guided meditations or whatever it is that enables you to reach deep and get that, you know, for me, it's a buzzing sensation here. It just feels beautiful, a sense of connection. And I'm often find myself talking to, you know, my team. I keep, you know, my team of guides, angels, masters, whoever is out there on the other side working with me, because I know that, you know, by my own self, I can do nothing. But working with this higher divine energy, there is nothing that together we cannot do. It's
Right.
so empowering. So empowering.
But it is about really learning yourself, you know, because I know we want that elixir, that magic pill. And so we listen to those who've written books and who've done it themselves, but that's their journey. Now you can cobble together from a bunch of things and put it together for you, but really being still during this time, communing with yourself, trying to understand who you are and how you operate is really some of the first steps to beginning to connect and feel and understand that connection with divine, such as Raphael and these archangels and the energies of transformation. But you got to know you and what you need.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Know thyself is front and center for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you reckon, Jolie? Should we just head straight towards the meditation now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Right. So, what we're going to do, everybody, is we're going to replay the last section there of the Kelly and Raphael video, because again, it just sets such a beautiful foundation for Jolie to build upon in the guided meditation. So, if you bear with me a second, that is what you are going to be seeing. Thank you.
You're just remembering, but it requires something of you. It requires stillness. It requires preparation. It requires surrendering, trusting, allowing, loving, being, and seeing through the eyes and the perception of love, of unity, of oneness, looking into the eyes of everyone and seeing them mirrored back to you, that they are you, and releasing your judgment of them. For as you cast judgment upon them, you cast it upon yourself, for you cannot separate it, for it has always been one and the same. And so I am here. I will always be here, as will all of the beings of light, as will the energies coming from the stars at this time, and the merging of the masculine and the feminine, the dates that are arriving in their perfect synchronistic way. They are all magically aligning for a reason, for a purpose, as they always are. You're just seeing the design. That magic has always been there. The design has always been there. The excitement and the beauty of how it is connected and the perfection in it has always been there. It is simply just being revealed. You are just noticing its beauty. But it is not that it is just appearing now for this moment, for this unfolding that is taking place. It has always been happening within the universe. And yet now your eyes are open, your heart is open, your womb is open. You are prepared to receive, to see in a new way. And I am here to guide you on that journey.
Take a deep breath in. Exhale. I want you to take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, relaxation. And as you bring your awareness to between your sit bones, visualize yourself grounding with a beautiful grounding cord of a natural earth element, 6 inches in diameter, connected to your first chakra. See this grounding cord as it moves through the layers of Mother Earth, traveling at the speed of love as it roots itself into her core. And immediately those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles blanket the inside and the outside of your grounding cord. As you pull your aura in to be 1.5 feet around you, you call your higher self to be standing at the power position, a comfortable distance above your crown, and you're snapping in that astral body, absorbing all of those lessons, the information that was gathered while you were sleeping. Astral bodies, feet and feet, knees and knees, hips and hips, head and head, arms and arms fitting inside of you like a hand fits inside of a glove. And now we're going to see a beautiful channel from your crown that is open all the way up to the heavens. Specifically, we're going to be traveling or creating this channel, this portal, all the way from our crown up into the heavens, into what is known as the 9th plane. Here, this is etheric creator energy. And now our higher self is inside of this portal and inside of this channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect in stillness, not only with Mother Earth, but with that etheric ether. Same thing, right? The stuff of manifestation and creation. And we're going to send that highest part of us up there. So I want you to see your higher self like Superman or just it flies all the way up that channel, all the way up, passing the first plane, and you're going by the masters, the guides, going by all of the angels, and you're up into that 9th plane. And here, you see this beautiful cloudy substance, iridescent, and call in the angel Raphael with gratitude and humility and ask kindly, Archangel Raphael, I'd like to wipe the slate clean in this lifetime. I'd like to resolve and dissolve the negative energy from my past. I'd like to learn all the powerful and positive lessons from experiences of the past, what was really happening in those experiences. And I'd like to take that lesson and move into the future with unspeakable beauty energy. I'd like to go quantum and manifest. And more than anything, I'd like to heal my body, my mind, and my spirit so that when those messages and blessings come in, I immediately absorb them and take action. Speak with Archangel Raphael and say whatever you want. Sit from a place of gratitude. If you want the other archangels to join, call them in. Your higher self is there in wholeness, and all of what they have, you have as well. So ask them to turn on those switches of unspeakable beauty, of unconditional love, abundance, aligning you, aligning us with the laws of the universe. So sit in this beautiful, iridescent, cloudy substance in the lotus position and commiserate with the archangels, especially Raphael. Breathe with the rhythm of your body. Sync up your heartbeat with your breath as your higher self is absorbing all of this energy from the angel Raphael. As you become one with this energy, and it takes you into its bosom, and it shows you what unconditional love, wellness, abundance feels like. And then you see Gabriel and that truth of information flowing through you, and Michael with that action. And there's Ariel, Joriel, connectivity, divinity. All of this energy is coming into your higher self. And when you have all that you need, and you feel that energy of unconditional love, abundance, and wellness pulsating through you, open your heart and give love to these angels and say, thank you so much for this experience. Thank you for guiding me. You could say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. As you share the love, you give hugs, handshakes, and then you dive back down gently and with grace and ease, bringing all of that loving information with you, moving down that portal all the way, moving past the fifth plane, the fourth plane, by to the masters and the guides, your ancestors, as you move down through the cosmic energy. And what's behind you is that beautiful 85% cosmic life force energy. As you come back down at a comfortable distance above your crown and you right yourself into that power position, as that 85% gold light begins to just rain down on your higher self. And then it's moving into your crown as that 15% earth energy begins to pool in your feet, travel up the side channels of your legs. And as that 85% cosmic gold life force energy rains down on your higher self, it captures all of that goodness of manifestation energy, quantum energy, all of that information. It brings it down into the crown. And that channel between those chakras opens as that grounding cord, which is still being cleared, it's beginning to fill with gold light. And guess what? Now your higher self is going to dive down into your crown, moving through all 7 of your chakras, traveling down that grounding cord, diving down. See, feel what it feels like for your higher self to dive down into Mother Earth. Those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles. You feel the tickle of them as you move down through your grounding cord. And of course, now it's bigger than 6 inches in diameter. It's huge because it's a portal. As you go down this energy and you're going to go into the core of Mother Earth, her semi-permeable energy. And what you're receiving is the programming, the newness. The slate has been wiped clean, and now you are receiving your purpose and all of the energy that is required for you to achieve it and to manifest it. So sit in the core of Mother Earth in the lotus position and allow for all of that energy, that information that you got from the ether, to begin to communicate with Mother Earth as she begins to computate that energy, that information, and put it back into your heart. It's a purpose, it's a strategy, it's a way of being. It is a new program. You have now been upgraded as you allow for this energy to be programmed into the higher self in a way that works for your unique energy signature. So sit here in stillness, in faith, in gratitude, and in knowingness as you expand your capacity for love, for wealth, abundance, for wellness, your ability to heal no matter what stage of life you are in. Expand and transform. And when you begin to float and you feel light, you know that you have been given the keys. And when you're ready, blast off back up that grounding cord as those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles begin to disintegrate and disappear. As you blast back up, with the speed of love, you hit that first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chakra. You pop up that crown, and you're back at that comfortable distance above in the power position. Your higher self has now just filled you up with that energy. You are now clean, clear, filled with gold light, brought into the present moment and given your walking papers. You know now what it is you are to do. Walking papers or marching orders, you decide. Walking away from that old life, across that bridge into unspeakable beauty, and given those marching orders as to your new purpose in this new earth. The past has been resolved and dissolved, and all of the messages, lessons have been absorbed, and those 50 trillion cells are filled with transformation, healing, abundance, connection, and most definitely unconditional love. And as this 15% earth energy of a color that resonates with you, And that 85% cosmic gold moves through your body and sprouts out your feet, hand, and crown chakras, filling up your aura layer. You have completely new cells, new energy. You are a new you, transformed and expanded from a place of unconditional love and direct connection with those archangels. Grounded and rooted in Mother Earth and filled with gold light. So as you take a deep breath in, I want you to smile as you exhale and feel so much gratitude for yourself and for enduring what you've endured. And as you take another deep breath in and you exhale with a smile, visualize those feet chakras closing like the lens of a camera and that earth energy receding back down into Mother Earth. And as you take another deep breath in, breathing in unconditional love, excellence, beauty, abundance, breathing out the same with a smile, I want you to close that crown chakra like the lens of a camera. But, give that higher self some love and be like, thank you so much for this experience and for guiding me. And as you take another deep breath in and you exhale with a smile, as you release anything that no longer serves you. And behind it is excellence and unconditional love, success and beauty. Close your hands and your heart chakra. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
That was beautiful. We did a lot of traveling there, Jolie.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. But we also did a lot of leaving stuff behind, so let's remember not to go back and pick it up. We did a powerful visualization, resolving and dissolving and taking the lessons from our past, as well as embracing and absorbing that I am a healer. Raphael is with me all the time. So now you have the ability to transform situations, your body, your emotions, the energy in the room, because Raphael is with you. You have access.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing that I love about this Elevated Planet journey. It is so empowering for everybody, right?
Yes.
This is not creating gurus of Elevated Planet. This is creating individual gurus for every single person out there, right? We are creating our own reality. We are able to shift it to exactly what we want it to be. We have to have the faith, the trust, the presence, the stillness. In fact, I was listening to Eckhart the other day. He was talking about silence. Silence is important, for when you do your presence and your stillness. But silence is different to stillness, he said, because you can have your environment completely silent, but if your mind is still noisy, that's not stillness, right? So it's a practice. But yeah,
That's exactly right.
Mm.
And it is a practice, starting with 5 minutes a day. And one of the best places to be still, nature. Nature helps you with stillness. So if you have issues with that, going into nature and sitting on a bench is very helpful.
Yes, it is. I mean, we've got it blowing a gale up here and raining a bit, so it may not be quite so cozy out there. And but you're right, and I think that's the thing: getting out into nature, as I will be with Nala dog before too long. It's still an opportunity to get out there and connect, and I love that sense of connection with nature.
Yes.
Mm.
And we did that today, right? We got to go down to Mother Earth and experience that energy, which is always there for us. It's just these things we're trying to remember, right? So we're revisiting these concepts that we knew back, our ancestors.
That's it. That's it. This is the test that we came here, as Dolores told us at the outset. We came here not realizing and being conditioned and programmed to kind of not realize what this was all about, to face off against the density, to absorb it, to learn our lessons, and now coming out the other side. And as this frequency continues to rise up over the next weeks, months, years, I'm just so fascinated to see how this plays out. And I am so looking forward to that world of unspeakable beauty, because I know it's coming our way, you know?
Yes, especially if we keep consistently showing up for ourselves and doing these meditations. There's a critical mass that happens, and then all of a sudden we've blown through to the other side. So let's keep that in our forefront. And throughout the day, let's connect with spirit, and raise our vibration.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, I think that's wrap up mode now, Jolie.
Absolutely. Yes. Wrap up.
Okay, so thank you to everyone who's been here with us today. Truly appreciate that as always. Anybody who wants to join the distribution list for the newsletter, then drop me an email to johndrew@elevatedplanet.life or connect with us through elevatedplanet.life website, which has a contact page with a free format text box there, so you can send us any observations, thoughts, questions, or just send us your email so we can stick you on the distribution list. You're very, very welcome to join us. So what else, Jolie?
Don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe. We could use the bump in subscribers, but also we love to open up the portal between the brain and the heart for others and get them in that zone of unconditional love. That's really what it's all about.
Yes, yes. And as our frequency rises together, the collective consciousness on the planet will, push this upwards and upwards and upwards to whatever that new dimensional kind of aspect is going to be. But it is going to be a world of unspeakable beauty. So fantastic. Okay. Well, thank you, Jolie.
Thank you.
And thank you to the community. And we will look forward to seeing you in another week's time. So
Yes, we will. Bye-bye. Take
bye
care.
all.